My name's Chris. Oh, I think I just put the millennial pause in there. I'm so sorry. Um, a critical moment in my life that may sound silly or trivial to others, but was pivotal to my relationship with race, was in 2020 when I was looking up schools for my son. It was right in the middle of COVID and when Black Lives Matter protests were at their peak. I had only started to wake up and realize that I needed to do some work on my own biases a few months prior, and at this point in my journey, I had learned to shut up and listen to the black voices that were on my screen. At this point, I had never seen, or more to the point, noticed racism happening in real life. Like I mentioned before, I was looking into schools for my son. What do moms do when we need information about something mom related fast? We go to Facebook mom groups. However, this was the eye opener I needed in the wake up call. I joined a Clovis Unified Facebook moms group. About 2 weeks in there was a black mom to a black child voicing concerns about how Black Lives Matter and the subsequent fall would be affecting her child in school, and asking for resources to help her and her child navigate the hostile world that we live in, namely Clovis Unified. She was met with hundreds of replies, all hostile. Don't make this political, with the majority of the answers in unison. These white women were my peers, and I was so embarrassed. They could not understand how the question was a valid concern. A lot of the comments, however, were not outright racist, but completely tone deaf. We don't see color, and lots of your child will be treated according to their behavior comments. These moms instantly made this worried mom sound like an angry black lady. In the past, I admit I wouldn't have picked up on the undertones of the conversation. I wouldn't have thought about how what's going on would affect a child of color. I believe the same that it wasn't so serious and not everyone is racist. Oh, I cringe. I had not gotten to the point of understanding what a microaggression was, but in this moment, on this little piece of the internet, I saw it. I saw it for how rude those women were and how they placed their biases on her so willingly and how they dismissed her very valid concerns and then labeled them as political instead of human rights. How unfair even just a conversation could be. A whole community of moms, a support group, totally turned on a mom with a legitimate worry and then painted her as an angry and hostile woman when she was in fact not even a little bit aggressive. She was just a worried mom. My own journey with race is having to live a life I've never asked for, however, reap the benefits of, and coming to terms with that. I am not a safe person for people of color for the same reason I would choose the bear. That feels heavy for me. I try to learn and grow and be as safe as possible, even if I am no longer ignorant to the plight of others, and even if I mean well. The possible ignorance can and will be a problem for minorities. I think the experiences I can relate to during Asian history is that they are given that myth, the stereotype of being a model minority, and I never even thought before how that might skew my opinions. Me thinking that they don't have negative stereotypes is a problem. I once again have been learning my lack of own self awareness causing harm, and I cannot see it because I didn't look. I think this is more than a learning opportunity for me. It changed how I addressed race completely. It made me decide to put my white son in dual immersion program, hoping to teach him to think about race and not to be colorblind. As it is passive aggressive, and I realized I need to see people's blackness, Asianness, Muslimness, etc., and treat them accordingly, taking into account their experiences will not be the same as mine, and believe them when they say they're not. Now, a few things that were very important to me on that learning journey. I saw several videos that I have put into my um, uh, presentation um, about how privilege doesn't always mean what you think it does, or how we might not see ourselves as privileged, but we are absolutely more privileged when looking for that $100 bill, the race for life, right? I think it's very important to address all of those things and hold space for people who are learning and be willing to teach. As a white person, I need to take on that manual labor, that emotional labor to people of color. So I take it upon myself to, if I see a white person talking to a person of color out of pocket, maybe even just asking for some clarification instead of letting that white person harass that black person or that person of color, that Asian person or that Muslim person or Hispanic person. I will always deflect it to me instead of letting them take that hostile, the microaggressions. I will always be the one to step up and offer education and not make it to be their burden to bear. And I hope with learning that creates a beautiful community for me and my kids. But for right now, I know I'm not a safe person. And for right now, I know that white people also don't like me. So it's a little bit lonely right now, but it's okay. It's okay. I will do the work. And I think that's an important self awareness to have. Thank you.